So I think one of the big shifts that we're seeing right now is everyone is trying to unify the data collection into a single system. So like when you think about the enterprise stack, there's analytics is one component, then you have your marketing automation, you have any sort of like CRM data, and there's a lot of data that gets collected from websites and apps and gets funneled into all of these different tools. And because there is a lot of overlap in the data that gets collected, customers are starting to standardize on the mechanisms that they're using to collect that data. So kind of that shift or that trend is kind of referred to as moving to like a customer data platform. Like Segment and mParticle are some of the leaders in that space. And they really allow you to send your analytics data to them, and then they'll send it to the Mixpanels or the Amplitudes or the Adobes of the world. And the interesting implications of that on kind of the analytics market in general is that it actually does reduce switching costs. So if you're sending data to a third party that then sends data to you, and you can literally flip a switch to go from Mixpanel to Amplitude, that has pretty big implications on a customer's ability to switch tools. I think that...
And just to make sure I understand that, sorry, just make sure I understand that. So the reason that the costs are lower is because the customer, the company, doesn't have to deal with it. It's the third party that has to deal with it, basically. Is that right?
Exactly. So like that, the customer data platform would be architected to send data in one format and just control which sources or which end tools get that data.
Okay, no, that makes sense. All right, thanks for clarifying. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no problem. So I think that's one interesting thing that will have some implications on like how long customers stick with a given tool and if they're likely to try new tools more quickly. I think also the move to product analytics being a more important part of the business compared to marketing analytics. So I think like traditionally or 10 years ago, if you would ask a company, about their analytics strategy, most companies would talk about marketing analytics and how, their ad campaigns are performing in terms of acquiring new users and, if those users end up making a purchase. And I think over the past few years and going into the future, there's an increasing importance on not just what that user acquisition funnel looks like, but what's the user experience after they've been acquired. So that's where I think product analytics is really the driving force there. So being able to measure like that in-app or in-website user experience and what are the implications of that on a user being retained for life and their lifetime value, if they're referring their friends. So all of those factors that impact the long tail of the user journey, that's becoming more and more like something that executives are focusing on and need data to better project the growth of the business.
Okay, that makes sense. And from that, your estimation is that this product analytics market's going to grow in the future based on that? Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. I think it'll grow, and I think that it will also it'll be interesting to see kind of how product analytics and marketing analytics play with each other. The tools, like some of the tools like Google Analytics and Adobe, are better at capturing that top of the funnel user behavior, what gets someone to the initial sign up. And that's just because Google has the ad network data, and then Adobe has other products like their DMP that allow you to merge ad data with your analytics data. But I think that a lot of the pure product analytics players like Mixpanel and Amplitude over time will increase the integrations that they have so that marketing data and the product data can be reported on and queried side by side.